Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing Fallout 4's final DLC, Nuka World. Now, when a Nuka World was originally announced, I was pretty fucking happy. I was like, yay, we're ending on an expansion, but then again, it's not going to be as big as Far Harbor. But I was still expecting a good story, some interesting characters, good quests, stuff like that. So, when Nuka World dropped August 30th, obviously, started playing it. I was actually enjoying it at first, and then I finished it today. I had been taking a little bit of hiatus between it because of Battlefield 1, school, things like that. So I wasn't able to fully grind on it, and I'm glad I didn't, because this DLC is only about 5 hours long. Around that time anyways, it's about 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the most hours long to beat the main story. I actually wouldn't even go as far as to say that. I would say you could probably beat the main story in 4 hours or maybe even less. There's a couple side quests from what I understand. I haven't played through a lot of the side quests, but there are a couple of them. There is one involving a character from Fallout 3, which I will not spoil, by the way. There won't be any spoilers in this video, so coming in, don't worry about that. And there is a couple others that I saw. The intro to this DLC, pretty good. I was actually very happy. I was already getting excited once you get into the intro of this DLC, but it peaks at one point and then it just kind of drops off. So the first thing I want to say to start off this review, aside from everything else that I've said, continuing forward, it may be a little bit before I say this, it may be a little bit blurry as to what I think about this DLC. So I'm just gonna outright say it now. Fallout 4 Nuka World is a fucking disappointment. Yeah. It is the biggest disappointment I've seen throughout Fallout 4's lifetime. Some people say Fallout 4 was the biggest disappointment of their lives ever. I disagree. Thought the game is fine, but and with the Far Harbor being a damn good DLC, gave it an 8 out of 10. That was what started my YouTube, was Far Harbor, and I'm ending Fallout 4's life cycle on Nuka World, and it's a sad exit. It really is. I saw the review for Mr. Matty Plays. He said it was a solid exit for Fallout 4. I disagree. I didn't watch the video yet. I plan on watching it later, but I completely disagree with that. So very disappointed with this. It could have been so much better. The first thing that I want to say about this DLC is it suffers from what Fallout 4 suffered from most, except on a complete opposite spectrum. If you played through Fallout 4, it was almost impossible to be the bad guy. In this DLC, it's almost impossible to be the good guy. My first playthrough, which is the character, or my second or third, my as I call it, my definitive playthrough, the one I was going to play through all the DLCs on, and stuff like that, is a level 70, and I played through on this character with everything. I played through the main story, beat all the side quests, did a lot on settlements, did Automatron, and all the other DLCs, I beat them all. And I did it on this character, and they were good. I chose all the good options in the DLCs and the base game. In my personal opinion, I chose the best good option. And so, going into this DLC, all of that is wiped away. You get mentioned that you're the Minutemen General, for me at least, because I'm the General of the Minutemen. They're like, oh, you're the General of the Minutemen. Why are you the Overboss, or something like that. And then Gage, which is actually one of the best parts about this DLC, is Gage. He's a very nice companion. I really like him. I haven't finished his whole story, but so far he's an interesting character. And he is a bad guy. He isn't the greatest guy in the world, but he also has a different side to him, and you understand his motives and stuff. So they did a really good job with Gage, but that's as far as it goes. Before I continue on shitting on this DLC, I'm going to mention some stuff I liked. Kitty Kingdom and Safari Express were really fun to go through. The other 3 areas of the map, I haven't gone to the Nuka Cade yet, so I can't say much about that. But the other 3 areas of the map I didn't like very much. They were alright. But Dry Rock Gulch, I also enjoyed that one. It was a fun one. But Safari Express had a very good quest line. I really enjoyed that one with Cito, because Cito's a really interesting character. It's kind of a play on Tarzan. Sorry, my voice cut there. Tarzan. It's a play on Tarzan, which was interesting. The whole quest line I really liked with Cito, and it was a good quest. You could be a good guy during that. Safari Express was pretty fun. I enjoyed going through that. Overall, the Gator Claws was a really cool new enemy, and there was also the, okay, I might butcher this, but Brahmalith Shorthorn. I think I got it. It's like a Brahmin, but it's a bull, a two-headed bull, which is funny if you played Fallout New Vegas. But yeah, that was a cool new creature. Aside from the Gator Claw, you saw a lot of gorillas in there too. But I really enjoyed Kitty Kingdom and its Funhouse, the whole quest with Oscar. Not Oscar, I forget. I think that's his name. I'm not going to spoil it, but there was the magician you saw in the trailer. It all goes through Kitty Kingdom. It was a really well done quest. I really enjoyed it. And the Funhouse was probably the best part of it. I thought that was such an enjoyable experience. It's really something you have to go play through yourself to understand why, but it's in the name. It's a fun house. It's really cool. And that really ends my enjoyment of Nuka World. I don't have a whole lot of good to say about this DLC. The map is well designed. I mean, Nuka World looks cool. I'm really happy to see all the drinks brought back. The character from Fallout 3 brought back some memories that I'm not too fond of, but it's just cool to see them back. And there is one thing I'm going to address in a separate video that kind of pissed me off, and that's a lore inconsistency that Bethesda did. And I'm not mad at Bethesda for it. I'm mad at the community for it. But I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, and you'll see in the next couple of videos. You'll see why what I'm talking about. But anyways, the first place you go to, I forget what it's called. It's like the galactic place. Sorry, the name doesn't go off the top of my head because it wasn't the most fun thing in the world. But I thought it was interesting how you took the place over. You could get the star cores. You could either just get the 20 and be done, or you could go through and get all 35 of them. And there was a bunch of ways to go about it. There was a lot of interesting sections in that place. It was the longest part of the DLC, I'd have to say. The Galactic Zone was pretty cool. I'll give them that. But the first boss fight, I think I mentioned this in my first impressions video, I enjoyed. It was the only boss fight in the game, actually, now that I think about it. And it was alright. It was pretty fun. It was different. And that was when I had hopes for the DLC, so I was very excited for it. There are some new weapons. I didn't get to see some of the new pistol in the trailer, but the AK was pretty cool. And overall, oh yeah, that's another thing that I liked. The three factions, the three gangs, they're pretty cool. They're all different and varied, and I liked the operators the most. But once again, you can't really. None of them are good. There's no option to take them down. I mean, you could just walk in there and slaughter everyone, but that just destroys the whole DLC and its purpose. There's slavery, there's dogfighting. You can't stop that. You should be able to as the overboss, but you can't stop the slavery, which pissed me off. I thought there would be more on that, but there's nothing. It's just, you're a bad guy. That's what you are. You went from being the guy who saved the Commonwealth to being the guy who's taking over the Commonwealth in one swift motion, and it's so, flippy. It just doesn't make any sense. This whole DLC just turns Fallout 4 on its head. It makes no sense. It's completely radical, out there. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm so disappointed with Nuka World. I'm very disappointed with Bethesda for not thinking about people who want to play the good guy. They thought about us from the beginning and up until Far Harbor, and that's when it stopped. We can't be the good guy anymore. We have to be the bad guy in this DLC. You know, you can talk people out of their settlements or talk people into or persuade them, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, you're still a bad guy. You're still taking people's lives away, and there's nothing you can do about that. This is the biggest disappointment of 2016 for me, aside from No Man's Sky. Very, very sad that Bethesda couldn't just put these options in. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Nuka World. I'm going to give it probably, overall, a 5 out of 10. I can't give it. I really should give it a 4, but there were a lot of things I did like about this DLC. But overall, just was not good and painfully average. So, what did you guys think about Nuka World? Were you disappointed, or did you enjoy being a raider? I'm sure if you love being the bad guy, this is a great DLC for you. And I'm going to be doing a bad playthrough eventually, and being a raider and stuff. But I can't let that happen. I can't do it on my main character, so this ruined Fallout 4 for me. It ruined my character for me. My character would never do something like that, but I was forced to do it. Like I said, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.